Hello and welcome to Rivera Lawyer videos. We're going to be talking about drafting and authenticating a power of attorney abroad for a foreign citizen to be used in Brazil. What is a power of attorney? A power of attorney is a document that will allow a lawyer, a family member, or a close friend to represent your interests in Brazil. Applications could be, for instance, a probate, it could be a lawsuit, it could be registration of a real estate property that you're buying in Brazil. For Brazilian citizens, when they are abroad, they can basically just go to the consulate and get a power of attorney done. For foreign citizens, unfortunately, it's much more complicated than that. They gotta through a series of authentication steps, both in the US and in Brazil. So the purpose of this video is to assist potential clients and lawyers who are representing Brazilian clients with this knowledge of how to draft and authenticate a power of attorney abroad for a foreign citizen to be used in Brazil. The process it varies, it depends on the nationality and the residence of the foreign citizen. In our example, we're gonna be assuming that the client is a US citizen living in the US, okay? Cost-wise, there are the fees charged by the governmental entities, for instance, the notary public, there is the county clerk, there could be the apostille, there is the sworn translator. All of those steps are going to require some type of fee. But the real cost, or let's say the most of the cost, is going to come from the service provider, because for instance, for the apostille, this got to be done sometimes in the Department of State. In Texas, it got to be done in Austin, right? So for a client living anywhere else in Texas, they are going to have to hire someone in Austin to go multiple times to the Department of State. So although the fee for the apostille is just like $15, the prices that we as lawyers pay for this step to be done is like $300, right? Of course, like we pay the $300 and then we charge our client for the $300. So this is just one of the steps. When you consider all the steps involved, you know, the fees and the service charges, they start to add up, and the cost for a power of attorney, it could easily get to a couple of $1,000s. It really depends on how you're doing, the requirements for the power of attorney, where you're located, the parties who are helping you. Maybe you are living in a city where there is a Department of State, and maybe you have a lot of time in your hands and you want to handle the whole process. So maybe instead of costing $2,000, the whole process could cost, let's say, $750. But again, these are just like numbers for you to consider. The actual numbers will really depend on your specifics. Okay. Again, it's important for prospective clients to understand that there is a lot of opportunity for mistakes because of the large number of steps involved. So we strongly recommend that anyone getting a power of attorney will seek professional support from a licensed lawyer in Brazil. It doesn't need to be from our law firm. It could be like from a trusted lawyer, like if you've been working with a lawyer in Brazil, and if they're willing to help you out with the power of attorney, maybe you could share our videos, because even though you have like a licensed lawyer in Brazil, that doesn't mean that he or she would know about all of those things, right? They're locals in Brazil, they're located in Brazil, they're not in the US, they're not in France, they're not in Portugal, they're not in China, and each country will have different requirements. So the chances that your local lawyer in Brazil will know about the required steps are kind of low. But lawyers by nature, they kind of learn real quick. And so if you share our videos as a start point, they can do some research on their own, and eventually they can, guide you through those steps. Or I would say it's at least, you would at least have better chances of getting a valid POA than by doing it by yourself, all right? This said, the main steps that we're gonna be discussing over here, and by main steps, I mean the main steps, we're not talking about every single step involved, but the main steps are main steps for your lawyer to complete. Number 1, get a template from the registration office. Number 2, complete and customize the template. Number 3, have the customized POA reviewed by the registration office. Number 4, have the POA translated from Portuguese to English. Number 5, take the POA to the notary public. Number 6, take the POA to the country clerk. Number 7, take the POA to the Department of State. Number 8, ship the POA to a sworn translator in Brazil. Number 9, get a sworn translation of your POA done in Brazil. Number 10, take the POA and the sworn translation for recording at the registration office. Number 11, order an authenticated copy of the POA for your records and future use. Number 12, take the recorded POA and sworn translation to the authority that will use your POA. Again, these are some of the main steps. They are not the same for every country, so you will have to rely on a licensed lawyer in Brazil to guide you through the complexities of getting a power of attorney done.